still got my phone audio playing. What we all have here at Pilgrim State. Some of this is still in use, like ahead of us. That's the prison. I don't know if you can see that. They got the fences. And then around some of these buildings are still in use. Some of them aren't. I didn't see the water tower. I wonder if they took it down. That was my favorite site here. Now these aren't like the other ones over by the courts. They're marked for unsafe conditions. But as you can see, the buses come through. Oh, there it is. Okay, wrong field. Tell me that ain't fucking creepy. It's just a tower out in the middle of the field. I always wanted to go in there, but I know it's nothing but a water tower. And somewhere around the place, but somewhere around these fields, what up, what up, what up? We are at Pilgrim State Psychiatric Center. There's unmarked graves around here for the lobotomy patients that they buried. Can you guys hear me okay? Because I know that the audio is playing from my phone, so I don't know if you can hear me right now. And there's cops everywhere, so I gotta be careful where I drive. If I have no business being there, I could be subject to trespass. Awesome. Well, what's up, everyone? The comments are flying and they disappear, so excuse me if I don't see them. I will do the playback later, as I usually do, and see the comments and respond in the comment section. It looks like they actually started taking down where you see this fence on the right-hand side. These were buildings. They were here. And I guess they knocked them down. Now, some of them I thought they weren't knocking down because asbestos. And I'm looking at the parkway now, and leave it to me to pick fucking rush hour on Long Island, right? But I gotta look in the documentary. I gotta see if I could find where some of these unmarked graves are. There's a lot of good documentaries on these, and I will post them to Facebook. Some interesting ones. People get to different parts of the history. But essentially what it was where they brought the insane people, and they made it like their own town. They grew their own food and everything here. And it looks like most of the actual abandoned buildings, they actually finally took them down. For the longest time, you would come through here and they were fenced off and kids would break into them. Well, welcome to the first Live-N-Drivin. I'm not just yanking your gutter. That was a mean trick we did to yank last night. Now there is some of those abandoned mansions we spoke about back in these woods. Me and my friends as kids decided, let's go through the woods. And we ran into a cop who was coming out of them. And there's a trail right where I made that left-hand turn. There's a trail that goes in. And he didn't have an issue with us going into the woods. He just told us that we better be careful, because if you come across, they like to strip cars back there. If you come across them, they'll just kill you. Because these guys ain't going to jail for some kids wanting to go play, exploring. Now that little road you just saw to the right, and I believe this one too, will actually take you right up to the abandoned mansions, if they're still standing. Because apparently they tore down the other ones. I was hoping to get some cool shots of them. There's some houses. That's Brentwood State Park over there. A lot of people play soccer. This to the left, actually, is the community college I went to. Well, what's up, everyone? Yeah, all the comments disappeared again. So I saw Mishka, I saw Jason, I see Go to Girls here, Yanks here. I think I saw Sherry. I'm not sure who all's here. Look at that bus just taking that corner like a champ. Oh, man. I should ride around live all the time, man. You gotta see some of the shit people do in New York. See, now, back here, let me show you my navigation. You can see all those roads. And there's mansions back there. I wonder if any of these are still standing. They should have reused them. Looks like they reused... Yeah, they redid this one. So that one's in use. Looks like you usually use them for like rehab centers. New York State property, no trespassing. But there's plenty of other ones behind it, at least back in the day. I'd have to find pictures. I will do my due diligence. But I'm running a little late today and I still gotta go over to Mama's and get the garden ready. Yeah, see, they rebuilt all this. These were, I don't know what colonial style mansions. That building's abandoned, but that's a modern building. Those aren't the mansions I was talking about. I gotta see if I can find my way back to the route I came here the first time. Now, I was going to go back into the back of Pilgrim State, but I saw two cops sitting there, and I got to look up the rules before I go fucking around. Don't need y'all see me getting arrested. This is the Brentwood area, and we got to make our way over to Islip. Now, this is a predominantly Spanish area. Awesome people. When I was going to school here, I used to come down to the delis and stuff here. They kind of just chill. Oh, that guy's got the neck tattoos. He looks angry about something. He's yelling at that guy. No, he's hyped. Somebody peed in his Cocoa Puffs. We're coming down 5th Avenue. I gotta make my way back towards Carlton. That's where we're heading. That's where the other buildings are that I don't know what they are. Maybe you guys would be able to look it up. They're right across from the fucking courthouses, and they're marked like unsafe. So that's for the fire department. If there's ever an alarm call there, the fire department won't go in. For the safety of the firefighters, they'll let that fucker burn. Which saves on the asbestos removal. Yeah. I picked fucking traffic day. Traffic time. Although this ain't too bad. Usually you're just sitting there. If we got to standstill traffic, I ain't gonna make y'all sit in traffic with me. But, yeah, Pilgrim State's still used for crazies and rehab. Maybe we'll do, picking son up from the bus stop. What's up, Jason? The bottom fell out. Uh-oh. Let me see. I don't even know how I could get these comments back up. Live chat. It only shows me when you guys actually, when you type. I gotta see if I can make them not disappear. 'Cause I like being able to interact with you guys. But I wouldn't make you sit and, stop traffic. So this is like your typical Long Island Road. Fucking potholes everywhere. Telephone poles, neighborhoods with plazas, rainbow pride flags. This neighborhood's set up a little weird because some of these yards, they don't have like fences or nothing. They'll just be like 4 buildings. Like here, I guess. Just more houses on plots. Most of the suburbs on Long Island, the houses are fenced off. Everybody's got their own little plot. But that neighborhood over there, I guess, and this is Brentwood. Some of the roads are set up different. You get caught up in some of the neighborhoods. You get in and there's only one way out. You don't know. Sometimes I'll just randomly pull into a neighborhood and check it out. I like to see the different setups. When we head out east and up north, it becomes totally different. You feel like you're in the Goonies. Chief, what's up? Long Island beaches. Yeah, you don't want to go to the city beaches. They're nice to look at, but I wouldn't go in that water. I wouldn't go in the water around here now either. Apparently there's great whites all over the place. People getting bit. Not cool. Not cool. We're on Suffolk, running parallel with the train tracks. So this tends to be industrial, commercial. You'll see a lot of businesses, mechanics. These run between all of the neighborhoods. And then they throw random fucking parks to the neighborhoods. This actually isn't bad. For 5:30, usually you wait for the light 3 times before you even get up to it. We're moving at a pretty decent clip. Just got to keep my eye out for Carlton Ave. Might have to go north slightly once we get to it. And so what's up, people? How you doing? How are you, gang? How are you, Gutter? That was a fun live last night. I was gonna post, Rick, that video about that fucking guy who called the cops about cold French fries and got arrested because he's a homicide suspect. That's a different level of fucking stupid. I was laughing my ass off at that one. He didn't want to go back to the car. He didn't want to go back over to sign it. Cop's like, come here, just sign this. He's like, nah, I'll sign it over here. I was laughing. He knew. See, look at this idiot. You see that? This is what I'm talking about. That guy, right there. Just pulled an illegal U-turn. He wants to get all the way over to the right. So let's just block the whole fucking road. Watch him make a right turn, too. Yep. Now he's cutting off. Now he's cutting them off. And there he goes. Look at that. I wish I could just whip a fucking U-turn and shoot across the highway. Well, I guess I can. You just saw it happen. The driving around here is fucking stupid. People are stupid. I drove in the city for like 13 years. So you get used to it. You're just kind of like flowing down a river. There's really no... In the city, you don't pay attention to the traffic lines unless you're in Manhattan, because then they'll nail you for going in the bus lane. Out here it's a little more relaxed. See, then you got cool shit like this out of nowhere. Neighborhoods, farms. There's a farm. Look at them riding the horses. This is for the horsey people. I don't know if you can see them, but they're doing their training. This is for the little horsey peoples. And we should be getting close. This is another set of abandoned buildings. I don't know what they are, like I said. And because they're right across from the courts, I'm not going to stop and get out. Again, this wasn't a watch me get trespassed live. We're just kind of cruising through. So you get a general feel of how the island changes as you go through different areas. Now, me personally, I couldn't own a house on this road. Imagine telling your kids to go play out front. Like playing on a highway. And I bet you that doesn't bring the price down at all. In fact, it might raise the price. Look how close to all the amenities you are. Right on the main road. And then all you got is fucking traffic. And other people cutting through traffic. There we go. Right into the driveway. Can you imagine if you had to like back into your driveway here? Go backing out of your driveway? Yeah, Yank did get pissed. Yeah, it gets annoying. I mean, some of the names he had were funny. At least he's open about it. I am gay, right? And he put in some work. I mean, think about how many different emails, how many different channels. Hey, anybody want a melon? A melon? Orange? I think they peel them for you too. All these little roadside lemonade stand. But you gotta respect the effort. That boy had so many emails, so many channel names, and he was quick hopping on them. He must have been using more than one device. But they showed up when Rick showed up, and I don't know if you guys managed to actually block all of his accounts, but they seemed to go away once Rick left. Wasp, what's up, Wasp? Well, the beauty of Yank's Live, Yank and Gutter, they don't take theirs down. Although Austin did say to make it private, and I must have missed why. That was a good time last night. I had to keep muting my mic. I don't know if you guys were picking up all that background noise. Did you guys ever make a Rumble channel? I think I remember seeing them on Rumble. Pretty sure they got a Rumble channel. See, now we're getting into the fucking traffic. This is what I was hoping we weren't gonna hit. Just some standstill traffic, so I'll take this moment. Oh, it was taken down to private. I guess we were saying some things we shouldn't have. Oh, welcome to Long Island traffic. You did ban them all. You got them all. Good shit. Pew pew. Fucking poo poo. That's what I've been calling Eli since that comment. I'm just calling him, hey, what up, pew pew. But this is Long Island traffic. Robert Moses was right back in the day. He said 50 years from now, you're all going to be sitting in fucking traffic. And the people that didn't want to move cheered and cheered and cheered when they were like, we beat Robert Moses. Well, now they complain about all the traffic. And I'll tell you, they're not doing anything to help the traffic. They add pedestrian zones. They add these bike zones. You know, congestion pricing. It's only going to lead to, guess what? More traffic. Because I think for a truck, like you see that box truck right there, I'm pretty sure the tolls for going through downtown in a truck or a semi, the tolls hit as high as $82. Imagine that. Imagine you're just driving from uptown to downtown Manhattan, and they're going to charge you a toll of $82. On top of, forget about parking, forget about the bus lanes and the bike lanes and the pedestrian zones. Yeah. Well, I used to go to the city all the time, and it really wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. But I knew different ways around. I didn't get stuck on the regular roads. I would take all the side streets and back roads and shit. But it was still fun to hop out on Fifth Avenue and cruise down, you know. But now if I want to do that, it's going to cost me like $50. You know, they don't want cars in the city. But they forget that traffic in the city is what brings money. They're crying about tourists. They have a tourism problem. Well, you got a tourism problem because your crime's out of control, and they're steadfast on this defund the police. And I'll tell you something though, it's got conservatives somewhat yelling for a police state at this point, so got to tread that line pretty carefully. Oh look, here's one of those infamous Verizon buildings with no windows, but I see one window. There's a window right there. There's a window. There's 2 windows. Oh shit. I wonder what they're up to in there. I think they're just communication centers. You walk in, it's probably a bunch of servers and like switches and phone boards and stuff. I know there's a huge building in Manhattan they built, not one window in it. You know, there's a lot of stuff in the city that that's cool to go check out. Maybe I'll start doing that on the weekends and stuff. I won't always. This one I kind of gave a heads up because it's a little more drawn out. I didn't plan on this being an hour, but look at this. We're sitting in traffic anyway. I love you people for staying with me. I don't feel so alone. But those will just be little pop-up ones. I'll just be in random spots. There's a lot of cool things. A lot of cool old shit, too. Like, what is it? Union Boulevard. I think it's Union. Union Boulevard's a road that people travel on a daily basis. I mean heavy travel. And there's old ramps and tunnels that were part of the old parkway. Trying to think of the name of the parkway. It might have been... God, what the fuck is the name of it? Cross Island. The old Cross Island Parkway. And the tunnels are still there. You could still see like the old guardrails and the old lanes. And it was two-way traffic. And I'll be honest, I don't even think my car could fit down one of the lanes. They had tiny cars back then. So this is where people just start doing whatever. Look, man in the road, yeah, it's a bad spot to stand. Thanks to that guy. Thanks to that guy. And now you see all the mechanics and truck shops and stuff. Probably some chop shops around here. I wonder how many stolen cars we passed. I know they used to bring the cars over here. And then the guys, if they didn't have room in the garage, they'd bring them over to the woods that I showed you before. That are now the rehab centers. But have we finally made it? Are we getting to Carlton? We're going from Brentwood to Central Islip, New York. CI. I know Maureen said she grew up around one of these towns. I'm not exactly sure which. I'm not going to blow up her spot. Yeah, buddy. I don't know who he's waving to. But it was nicer than giving the finger, I guess, right? Oh, train's coming. Alright. Oh, that's Wheeler Road. Yep. So we're actually going to make a left on Wheeler to catch a little more of the Spanish Town vibe. And then we're going to turn around and we're going to shoot straight south. My buddy owns a bar that we'll be passing. If you're ever in town, just stop on in. Tell him Bobby sent me. And enjoy yourself a beverage. Oh, come on. That's the last light right there we're looking for. Wheeler Road. Oh, look. Someone living in an RV. Two people living in RVs. I took Buster for a night in the uh-oh. This is like GTA. Oh. If I go to some right areas, it'll be like GTA, alright. I got a cop right behind me at the moment, so I feel alright. I feel safe and secure. Usually people sweat when cops get behind them. I like to know that, well, there's at least someone with a fucking gun around. You know? Oh, look, the police station. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Carlton Ave turns into Wheeler Road. So I'm actually just going to make the right and head south here. If we end up missing the mansions, I'll take a return trip out. We'll come back out to see those mansions, and then maybe we'll just head all the way up north. So we'll do this one. We'll do the Pilgrim State Mansions to the South Shore. And then we could do the CI abandoned buildings to the North Shore. Now, you would think that the North Shore and the South Shore would be like the same thing. They're not. It's like complete opposite. One's like if you wanted to rent a beach house or something for the weekend, you got canals in the backyard and stuff. That's the South Shore. The North Shore, it's like the Goonies. Lots of hills. I wouldn't say mountains. They're hills. It's hilly up there, and there's a lot of farms. So you have farms and hills and like cool, like Goonie-like roads. Just reminds me of the Goonies. And then the North Shore is different. They got like sweeping long driveways that go all the way up a hill and stuff, and it's totally different. North Shore is big, big, big money. South Shore is just big, big money. And then the rest of us pesky citizens are caught in the middle. Now I just saw a court complex to the right, so that means we're going to be passing these houses, whatever the hell they are. Houses, buildings, could have been administrative buildings. There's one of them. I'm definitely going to try to slow down and catch it. It looks like from the 70s. I'm not sure when these were built, but I do know that the markings on them mean that they're unsafe, so the fire department won't go in there. Or if they do, they proceed with extreme caution. But since no one's in there, why would the fire department go in there? Just let it burn. We ever get going. Don't worry, next Live-N-Drive will either be at night or earlier in the day, so we ain't got to do all this. I don't come on YouTube to stare at fucking red lights. Can we go to Scores, please? Oh, Scores is in Manhattan, ain't it? I think there's a Scores in Manhattan. Right? I think it's in Manhattan or Brooklyn. There's a lot of places like that over there. I doubt they'd let me film in there. I'm not really a strip club guy. Oh, look out. Now, first he's installing Tesla stations, and now he doesn't like strip clubs? Now I'm just not one of those guys that's overly driven by sex. I like adventures. I want to go back to building my empire. I was doing great until I fell in love. You gotta watch out. You know. The first time, I mean. So this is a tight little village. We're gonna come through here. And then it opens up. And then it turns into a place I like to go down and just get. I was upstate, we worked in, I want to say Catskill. Awesome looking little village. Oh, it was empty. And it had been empty. So I know some of them were empty from since like the 70s. And then they started bringing it back. But then COVID got off. And meth really took over up there. Look at that. Alright, so they got the new fire department on one side. And there's the old fire department there. And it looks like they're letting it start to fall into disrepair. I would just look at it like, yo, we got two fire departments. I'd put the drill team trucks and cars in the one across the street. You know? Let the mechanic boys have their own little spot to chill. Yeah, oh, look at that, almost head on. Whoa-oh. Whoa-oh. That's how you get around here. You just fucking, I'm going. And the people, I think I saw something about, Chief said something about the strip joints being mafia ran. Yeah, it ain't much different out here. You're connected in one way or another if you're running them. I don't know any one of the gentlemen clubs out here on the island that are owned by someone that's not like connected to some sort of the underworld, they'll say, or black market in some fashion or another. Those guys always got the hookups for anything, you know. Now, me and Eli were passing by. We were going through a commercial industrial center. I forget what the name of the club is, but we were passing by. Oh, Lipsticks. They stick them in the industrial parks out here for the most part. You'll see one or two randomly on the side of the highway, but most of the clubs are like back in like the commercial industrial zones. But they were having the drag races. It was like watching the fucking oh, here they are. Alright, so these buildings aren't the abandoned ones. They're building new Fairfield apartments and shit over here. But we're coming up to them now. I don't know what they use this for. I gotta look it up. I don't think they're the old buildings. They could be. We're right outside Turo College. They built colleges right next to all this shit. If anybody knows why you always find the colleges. Oh, there's the 70s building. Looks like a church or some shit. They got all multicolored. And you can see on the right by the door, there's a little square with a single line through it. That's the rating of unsafe. You can see ones. See, that one's got a full X. I don't know if you caught it. All the way to the left, it's got a full X. That means unsafe. So the fire department won't go in there. Now all these other ones you're seeing to the left, these are all abandoned. On them. They're popping up apartment complexes fucking everywhere. And then over here you got these cool little houses. These they're probably using for like handicap facilities. That's what I would assume, aiming at the fucking sky. Handicap facilities. They got such character to them though. You know, like look at that cute little house. I would love that little house. Just the ivy, that one's marked, so I know they're not using that one. There's another cool little house. You know, these cool little houses just sitting here. Right there is this is where Duck Stadium is. You got the hotels. There's the New York Federal Court building. And the District Court building. That would be for the County of Suffolk. And Duck Stadium. If you ever want an entertaining day, I'll tell you, go down to the courts on the day you don't have court and just check out. They don't raise bill and make some, right? They could. What's up, Kia? Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, some of those buildings are in such disarray and they're covered in lead paint and asbestos. There's really, you can't really put people in there. But I'm with Gutter. Part of me is like, man, I just go squat in that motherfucker for as long as I can. Have a cool little, what were those, like colonial style? What kind of style? That was like colonial style. With Dutch. I'm not making it right. We gotta get over it. Quit beeping. So now we're gonna go back. This is gonna bring you right back into like the suburban area, your typical Long Island suburban area. Used to hang out here. It's a mixed crowd. You got your areas like anywhere else where you got regular families and stuff, and then you got areas that we only went to at night if we were willing to run into trouble. I don't think enough people know about the gang activity on Long Island. They seem to think like New York City is where it's all happening. But it's actually worse out on the island. When they chased all the gangs out of the city, where do you think they went? And in the city, they got cameras on every corner. It ain't like that out here. You go back into these neighborhoods and shit, whatever happens, happens. You know, and if you go further out east, you'll see the difference in property sizes. I mean, people own acres out there. No cameras. So in the city, there's cops everywhere. Look, half these stores are fucking closed. Closed. This block used to be booming. This is the spot to come down. Not anymore. Or at least not right now. I hope it comes back. A lot of these little villages have a lot of history to it. Long Island has a lot of history to it. But yeah, they don't talk about the gang problems out here. The gang problems out here are worse than the gang problems in the city. The city, it's easier to avoid. You don't really go out at night, period. I mean, their crime is all over the place, but that's because it's reported. Shit out here don't get reported like that. You know, I could take you to a few spots, a few neighborhoods. I'd rather walk through the Upper East Side at 3 in the morning than walk through these areas at 2 in the afternoon. But we'll save that for a different Live-N-Drivin. So now we're getting towards the south, and we are going to cross over the train tracks, and then it starts to take a different tone. The atmosphere changes a bit, and you'll see what I'm saying. It's aiming at the fucking sky. Sorry about that. The thing keeps shifting. Like, you'll see a lot of overgrowns and lots and empty buildings, but wait until you see these houses, man. They are unbelievable. Now, when I say literal castles, I meant, you know, strictly like size-wise, because when I take you up by the North Shore, I'm going to show you some real motherfucking castles. Like, actual castles. I guess that's literal castles. These houses, I would call it my castle. So now we're crossing under the tracks. Whee! And a lot of Long Island is like this. It really is. It just changes different. If you go east or west, is where it'll start to morph more towards city or more towards country, and then from north to south, it goes money, industrial, regular middle class working folk like us, and then back to money. Hey, if we see any of these, I slowed down. Those are optional. Ask Rick. I think he was the one that told me with the white lines around the outsides. They're plugging in this to the right is straight up woods. At least these kids still got woods to hang out in. They took down all the woods by us and built fucking houses. Which sucks, because the kids, they don't have woods to play in. I'm gonna zoom out on this. Alright. Give me 1 second and do this while I'm stopped. I'm finding the back way to where the fuck I'm heading. Because I got y'all on the phone. Okay. Beautiful. So we are actually going to spin around. Because I'm in the wrong motherfucking neighborhood. Well, this is a pretty nice neighborhood. Quiet around here. You know, it went from all that traffic to nothing. We're like the only one on the road. I like it. Oh, there's an abandoned house. All boarded. No boards. Just fenced off. Nobody's home. They got nice wide roads over here. My neighborhood ain't got wide roads like this. If there's cars parked on either side, you gotta fucking go one car at a time. Oh, we are going to head west a bit and then back south, because I forgot I made a right and a left last time I took this route. This time I just went straight. That warms my heart. I'm going to go out of my way for this kid. I don't know if you could see, but there's a kid playing hockey with the net in the road. And there was nothing more annoying than when a car would come and you'd have to, everybody get out of the road. Car's coming. It's the only kid I see playing outside. The rest of them probably playing with the goddamn video games. My idea of a wide road? Yeah, for the area. For the area. Everything's relative. I mean, there's some neighborhoods you go and, I mean, you could park like 10 cars side by side across the streets. They got huge roads. They're like as wide as highways. But for the areas, especially when you go south, they tend to get really tight because they cram everything in between the canals. So it's a little different. This is more than enough room for 2 cars cruising and some breathing room. So comparative, you know, I know Brentwood's got some decent wide roads. I could take you to an area of Lindenhurst. I swear to God, if I turned on the live and said, "Where am I?" everybody would say Queens. The houses, the blocks, the alleyways behind the houses. It's this cool little section of like 4 blocks. And they built it, I guess, just like Queens. I never understood it. Always thought it was neat, though. We are going to the other side of the canal. So we're going to go back to Main Street, also known as Montauk Highway. Make a left. Jump the canal. Am I live? Jesus Christ. That's one thing I have noticed, though, and you'll notice as you cruise with me. You get to these big money areas, they got the worst fucking reception because they all fight against the cell towers and shit. Maybe it's the government tracking me. Well, I make their job easy then, don't I? Here I am, government. Let's see where I'm at. You don't know where I live. You don't know where I stay. But you know where I am right here today. Now wait until you see these houses. No, Bobby's back, Sherry. This is how the other side lives. Now, Montauk Highway is much like Union. It's a commercial. It's where you leave the neighborhoods and you go get all your stuff from the stores or your doctor's appointments and mechanics and whatnot. South Bay Ave. The roads get even wider and you can start to see the character of the house change even more. This is where they start to get bigger. And we are heading to West Bayberry Road is what I'm heading for. So we're going to make a right on Maple Street. This is Raymond Street. Slow down, Subaru. The lesbian Subaru driver's always in a hurry. Now you're going to start to see the character of the houses really start to change. I would love to live down here. Although I would probably get thrown out. Bobby into booby. How often do you type booby? This is where we're making the right. Maple Street. Are you going out the street? Be careful, we got a wagon. I think this is the block. It's just like a random little fucking country store. It's the only store in this neighborhood. Oh, RV. That's gonna be you. Yeah, look, there's a little country store. Just a store, random store in the middle of the neighborhood. I seen something like that when I was down at the Jersey Shore. Yeah, this is what a nicer neighborhood on Long Island looks like. I'll take you through some rough ones. I used to live in a rough one. We used to hear gunshots on a regular basis. And people would ask me, were those really gunshots? And then the next day on the news, a woman shot in a carjacking, men murdered at the bodega. We had a lot of that kind of shit. Ooh, an Ocean Ave. It's like the Amityville Horror. Oh, what's that? Alright, we're going to take a quick detour. This house looks like it has some character. I can't really tell from here. It's like one of those properties with an old house and a guest house. Oh, yeah. Look at that. The one with the wall. It's a dead end. But that's pretty neat. That house got some character. A little silo. I see stables in the back. I don't know if you could see them. Very cool. They must have had some fucking money back in the day. And then it looks like there's more houses there. I think that's all part of the same property. That's some cool shit. Now it totally changes. Now we're in like fucking, well, this is a dead end. But this is like beach house area. I would love to come home to one of these spots. So now these aren't like Lindenhurst beach houses. Look at that. They pull into your fucking mansion. Gorgeous. Lindenhurst, when you go down south like this in Lindenhurst, they're all tiny little beach houses slammed together, which I'll show you one day. That's my hometown. That's where I'm originally from. But man, that's such a cool little setup. We got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that other one was a big barn. That's what that one in the back was. It was huge. That's what she said. The one in the back was huge. Yeah, people. But the first time I came down here, because I do random driving, Doxy's Clams. That's a historical marker here for Doxy's Clams. I guess he had made a unique way of canning clams or some shit. But I mean, these houses are all just set back. I'm gonna have to hold this, but they got, you know, your gates, your fences. Look at the size of the properties they have here. And then this is going to be the craziest part. You're going to see all these big, beautiful mansions and shit. And then a regular abandoned high ranch. Believe it or not, there's abandoned houses down here. Big old regular high ranch. Look at this. Just a big old, regular old fucking high ranch sitting in a neighborhood like this. But man, this is cool. Bayberry Point. Lady with the Torch. That's what that blue historical sign says. I'm not going to hold up traffic by reading it. Maybe we'll catch it on the way back. Bayberry Point Beach. I guess that's their own little private access to it. But man, I come down here and I'll tell you, it really gets your fire burning. Some people want their own house, or they got a nice apartment and stuff, and they get complacent. Which I've owned a big house. I'm perfectly fine with a small house that at least just has enough room for what I need. This one looks like it belongs in Miami. Check that out. Look, we're in Mexico. La La Bamba. But when you see that some people live this way, man, it gets you hungry. How many what? How many what do I want? But this was the castle, like the castle. This was that house that I was showing you that day on Google Maps, man. And then right across the street from these big, beautiful houses, you got this. Can you believe that? That is so out of place. But we looked at this on maps. Man, you would never know from here what that house was. And I think the homeowner's right fucking behind me. Oh, he's driving a big-ass truck, too. Old man in a big-ass truck. God bless you. Man, imagine coming home to this. It's like movie star status. But then you got this right across the street. I guess whoever owns the land is holding out. They're like, we're waiting, because somebody will want to buy it and develop it. And then, I think it's this one. There's another abandoned house. Let's see if I can catch it for you. Right there. Just abandoned. Moss growing all over it. And you know the biggest offenders when it comes to abandoned houses, it's the fucking banks. They foreclose on the house and then they do nothing with it. But man, I can't get over this. Look at that house, bro. You know? Man, that's some life they live in, I'll tell you that. One day, not that I would want to, but one day I want to be able to live like that, you know? And that's how quick. What have I been on? For an hour. In an hour, with traffic and a slight detour, man, you go from old psychiatric centers to just outrageous mansions. And as a little bonus for the few that stuck around, I'm gonna see if we can spot that abandoned mansion. Remember when I brought it over to the road and I said, what does this look like? An abandoned mansion? It's 6:30. I'll be able to get back to Mama's by 7. So only gonna take me about an hour to do what I gotta do today. I just want to see if I could see it. I'm not gonna go trespassing, but let's see if we can see it. This is one of those dog walking communities. That and running. Whenever you come down to areas like this, everybody's either walking the dog or jogging. Yeah, Doxy's Clams. J.H. Doxy developed a unique canning process for clams and seafood shipped nationwide from Factory Suite 500 West. It looks like 1866 to 1905. I mean, they have a little hangout down here for people like us. When I say people like us, I mean people like me. And anybody who can relate. You gotta fucking wake up in the morning and go to work. You know, just wake up in your fucking mansion and go walk your dog. Go suntanning in the backyard or something. Get on your yacht. Which I was driving down this road. Wait until you see this road, because I was coming through it. It was at the point it was kind of getting dark. I don't think my headlights would have came on yet if I had them on auto, but it was to the point where you could put them on. And I wasn't sure where the fuck I was going, but you'll see what I mean as we go down it. I was getting the feeling, I was like, man, this is the type of road you kill somebody on. That's this road right here. South Bay Ave. This was the original road we were taking. And all these big, beautiful houses, man. And then a regular ranch. I was driving down this. Now I see cars on it. When I was coming down the first time, there were no cars. I was all by myself, or so I thought. I was like, this is the type of road you kill someone on. Now I know there's a nature preserve, or the environment is right here. I don't know if I'm allowed to just fucking pull in there. So I'm going to get info and give them a call. Right? Because they got their gates. Yeah, the gate's open. But there's a huge mansion, or some sort of huge building in there. Yeah, you can pull in right there too. I see cars there, but I don't feel like getting into any shit today. We're just breaking this in, seeing how it works out. But now we're on like a beach road. This is all beach grass. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Is it getting dark? I don't know if I have to change the exposure. There's a sidewalk, people. Do you love this? There's a fucking sidewalk. 2 lanes of traffic. You're walking out in the middle of the fucking road. I wonder if I could change the exposure. See if I can brighten it up. I don't know anything. Make it brighter? A First Amendment audit video. Yanks looking to get me arrested. And I can't keep my cool like what's his name from Long Island audit. That kid does it the best. Sean Reyes. Yeah, behind all these fancy houses, there's just that random ass long road. But I had no idea where I was going, and I came down and I come here and I was like, oh shit! And they got like a tiki bar right on the wall. You come down here, get some drinks, beer, wine, and cold drinks, chilling in the water. Oh, there's the lighthouse. I doubt you'll pick it up, especially because that dickhead just got up and stood right in front of it. Dickhead, move, dickhead! I wonder if this will let me zoom in. There's the lighthouse. I think that's the Robert Moses Lighthouse. No, or Captree. That's Captree Lighthouse. Captree Island. You going? You're not going? Oh, Jesus Christ. This is like the person that writes the check at a supermarket. Pull out your fucking penny purse. It's going to be a while. What are you doing? Oh, that's a long road to be stuck behind this fucking person. I don't know. No parking on this block. He wants the content. Dune grass. See, it's bright out. I could see, but I'm looking in the phone screen and it looks pretty dark. I don't know if you guys are making that out. Is it dark? Is it coming in dark, or can you see it all right? This is just awesome though. It's open fields, just grass, wetlands, and marsh. I don't know if you can really make it out. The grass is tall here. Like, what the fuck are you stopping for? This fucking idiot's still walking in the road. You know, like, pissed off Vic. You know what really pisses me off? We put in ped zones and fucking bike lanes and fucking sidewalks, and people insist on walking in the middle of the goddamn street. Or people like this, who brake for no fucking reason. What are you braking for? It's a double yellow road, no stop signs, no lights. Like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? I don't, you know, I didn't pull a bong up on the live stream. What are you talking about? I don't smoke them funny fingers. Devil's lettuce. And this lady just randomly likes to fucking stop. I don't know what she's doing. She must be smoking one of them bongs. You start braking 7 weeks before the stop sign. Hopefully she doesn't wait for it to turn green. But according to the map, we're gonna see if we could go down this street. I don't know, but we're gonna try. But this is the road that it showed the abandoned mansion on. At least according to Google Maps. If you look at Google Maps, all those old abandoned buildings at Pilgrim State are still there too, but we went there and they were gone. They only kept the buildings that are still in use. So, we'll see. Oh, well that explains it. So there's definitely still something there. Ooh, they're building a new house. Nice. Let's see what this is. National Wildlife Refuge. Authorized entry only. And is open to the public. Oh, okay. Alright. Well, I think I know what our next trip's gonna be. Cool. So that spot that we passed before, I'm gonna give them a shout. And I can't even see it from here. I was hoping maybe I'd at least be able to see the building. But I'm gonna see about getting us in there. Yeah, we'll go check it out. We'll go see the big abandoned mansion looks like. And I know there's another one up in, I think it's Mutton Town. A friend of mine just went up there, so I know you could go without people harassing you too much. I'm not going to give that one away. You'll see that one when I show it. Well, I'm going to head to Mama's. That's it for today's little live and drive. I was hoping to see the big abandoned mansion. And thank you all for tuning in. Sorry about the dead spots. That one corner, man. Every time I got to that corner. But man, those houses, and there's so many more like it. I'm going to take you guys to a few different areas of these just gigantic houses. Some of them are out of place too. Like that one I showed you guys way back in the neighborhood. It's just a random mansion among all the regular little houses. I'm sure the neighbors loved it. It increased the property values, you know. But well, that's it for today's live and drive. Thanks for tuning in, and catch you on the next one. Stay cool, people.